Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I wanted to make this video yesterday, but I wasn't feeling well, so I thought I would make it today. So yesterday was the new moon. I'm gonna try to find a spot here. Maybe I'll just prop up on the floor. The sun is coming in, so it's really kind of, it's kind of bright and stuff. So maybe I'll set up right here. Okay. Get situated. Anyways, yeah, so yesterday was a full moon and, or a new moon, sorry, and I wanted to talk about manifesting. So I did have another video before, like just on manifesting. So if you've been following me on Facebook for a long time, you know I manifested this move to the coast, you know kind of the ups and downs of it. So yeah, if you want to check out that video for like very specifics on exactly how I go about manifesting and creating, then definitely go check it out. If you're on YouTube, I think I did post it as well, so just scroll down. Yeah, so what do I do for like more the ritual? So like the month to month, the day to day, like we're always, I think I like to follow the moon cycles because we're always adjusting our lives, right? Like it's never just like, okay, this is where I'm going and then you're going to stay there for months and months and months. You're going to have times where things are really flowing really nicely and then you hit a wall and then you're like, okay, that's not working anymore, and then you got to reassess. So following the full moons is really good for that, for kind of taking that time to really look at your life, see what's working, what's not working, where do you want to go, and really being like intentional with living, like not just kind of coasting through life, right? It's a great way to just check in and be like, okay, so where are we going? What's working? What's not working, right? So the full moon is a lot about releasing. So releasing the things that aren't working anymore. Looking at situations, relationships, people, places, like all of these things, and saying like, what is it what's not fitting anymore into my life very well, and then learning to let those things go. And creating space for new beginnings and new things. So that's where we get into manifesting. So some of the ritual things, I don't like the word ritual because it sounds kind of a little bit, I don't know, like not spiritual, like religious or something. So if you have a different word you'd like to use, definitely be open to that. But for me, yeah, like kind of like, I guess, the rituals or the habits I get into during the new moon is kind of reflecting on where I'm going. So I like to write lists. I like to write down things like goals that I have, some things that I want. And I do this weekly as well, just setting my goals for the week, setting my goals for the month. And this just helps to keep my focus on where I want to go and what I want to do. So that's really great for to get in the habit of when you have the new moon, is to sit down and kind of look at that and be like, okay, where am I going? And writing things down and holding space for it. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to fold up the paper and I put crystals around it. And sometimes you can set up a crystal grid, set up a candle and burn the candle on the new moon. This just holds space. This holds intention for where you want to go. So sometimes we might have these thoughts that come in as like, this is what we want, but then it leaves so quickly, right? But when we write it on paper, we're writing it on something concrete and we're creating a space. So whether that has like one or two crystals, or whether that has a candle, or your special like shell that you found the other day, or whatever it is, and that you create a space for that to be held, so that when you're passing by and you're looking, you're like, oh, that's right, you know, that was my intention, that's where I'm going, that's what I want, right? So really making space for that, space for that, the things you want to be supported, right? Instead of just kind of like going through the thought process in and out, in and out. So what happens when like you hit the new moon and it's all about manifesting and you're like in transition? Now this is a big, big, big thing. If you're in transition, so if you're in a place of like coming out of a new, like out of something, of somewhere that you've been, it can be something big, it can be like a relationship, it could be a period of time in your life where you're looking at the end of something and the beginning of something totally new. So it could be like a new career. It could be that you're done having babies, so you're moving into, you know, from kind of that mom life into like more the out of the world life, you know, getting out there and having the career and all that. And that's what I'm in right now. Like the transition of moving here has been huge, right? It's like new people, new school, new, community, new job, like new everything, right? So when we're in this transition, it can feel really overwhelming. Like I know I am moving into something, but I don't know where I'm going. So how can I manifest anything? So this is something that is really true for a lot of people. Sometimes we don't know what we want, right? So a couple things with this. For one, be okay with not knowing. Be okay with being in the transition and saying, you know what, I don't know where I'm going right now. I don't know what I want, but that's okay. I can sit with it. I can sit with that kind of discomfort of being like, I'm kind of like in limbo and I'm not really sure what I want. Because the worst thing to do is try to manifest something out of fear. Like, oh, I got to be productive. I got to do something. We want to manifest from something of kind of from that heart center, right? So if we're not feeling anything in the heart center as this is where we need to go, then just try to be okay with it being just where it is. I know it's super hard because we're in a society that's always like, go, go, go. We want to like make goals and succeed and all this kind of stuff. But it's okay to just sit with it and let things come to you. So instead of chasing and forcing, let things come to you. Be like, okay, I don't know where I want to go. So let me open myself up to, the dreams, the visions, the subtle signs, the synchronicities around me, right? Let me open myself up to that. And then when it's the right time, then I can start to allow that flow to start happening, and then I can manifest, then I can create something. The other thing I suggest to people all the time, which I did tons of in my beginning stages of my recovery, when I talk about how the therapist would say, well, what do you want? What makes you happy? And I was like, I don't know. And that was really scary for me. So one of the things that I did, and I suggest this to clients and to students, is sit down every day. And if you have like 2 minutes, just 2 minutes every day, get up in the morning, ask yourself, how am I feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? Right? It can be just 1 or 2 word sentences like, I feel achy today. I'm a little bit stressed out about work, and like I'm tired or whatever, right? And then you want to give yourself 1 or 2 little goals. They don't have to be big goals. They can be like self-care goals. I'm going to have a bath today, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go to a yoga class, whatever it is, right? And make those the foundation of where you work from. So once we create that foundation, then we can start to know what we want, right? So then we can start, as we are recording these and we're saying them out loud and we're writing them down, then we can start to say, hey, you know what? I realized I am really unhappy with my job. Like every day this last 2 months that I've been recording my feelings, I've been saying how much anxiety I have and how stressed out I am about going to work. And then that gives you the insight to go, okay, if this is causing me this much anxiety, this is causing me this much issues, then maybe this is where I need to start to explore where I'm going, right? So where that transition is going to lead me. And also remember, transition is always happening. We're always ebbing and flowing every day, all the time. So it's okay to breathe through it. It's okay to be stuck sometimes. It's okay to just be. I mean, that was one of the most valuable lessons I ever learned, was it was okay to just not know what I wanted, not know where I wanted to go, and it was okay for it to take time. And for me, it took a couple of years for me to piece together the things that I want, and I'm still piecing them together because we're always growing and learning, right? All right, so I don't know if that kind of clarifies a little bit of like what you can do to manifest, what to do with it when you're stuck, manifest, like when you don't know what you want, where do you go? Taking the time to reconnect to yourself and what it is you truly love and truly want. And the more you make that connection, the more you notice the things that you maybe aren't noticing. Maybe you're so used to the anxiety of going to work. Maybe you're so used to being unhappy in a situation that you never realized that was something that needed to change in your life. So yeah, becoming aware of those things and really reconnecting to yourself and what it is you want, right? What is it, what when you do something and you feel that like, oh, like that really good feeling, what is it? And hold on to that and create something off of those things. So if it's doing art, if it's getting out in nature, whatever, like maybe you can create from those things. So those things that really fill you up. All right, so I'm sorry that this video is one day late, but guess what? You can still manifest. It doesn't matter if it's a new moon or not. But yeah, I wanted to get this out and talk a little bit about transition and being stuck and kind of feeling like this tug of war of like needing to or wanting to know where you're going, but not knowing, and being just like okay with it to come and to work with that reconnection, to open those doors, to be able to learn who you are and what you want. And then it makes that transition flow a little bit more easily. All right, so always love and compassion for where you're at today on your journey, guys. And I am going to go right now. I got to write up some classes, and you can see my books on the floor there. And yeah, I'm going to be getting stuff done the rest of the day. So lots of love, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.